Hey everyone, welcome to Will There Be Cake? I like saying it like that.
Ooh, I dance every time.
I know. They can't see that, but I can.
Just imagine it.
My name is Robert Lamb.
My
and
name
with me, okay,
is Amber Simpson.
as always, is her.
I'm here too, jeez.
I was going to introduce you right after me.
The
That's how we
Easter
do it.
Bunny's feet go hop, hop, hop.
Hold on.
While his big
Why are
pink
we...
ears go flop, flop, flop. He is rushing on his way to bring our eggs to Easter Day. What a hop, flip, flop, hop, hop.
Okay, so obviously, if you can't tell by that rousing poem, I guess, that it is Easter.
It's Easter!
Yay, Easter. This isn't like a goofy holiday. This is a holiday everybody knows.
I mean, it's kind of a goofy
I
holiday.
mean, it's goofy, but it's not like the other ones.
It depends if you're, like, waking up, going to church, thinking about...
Thinking about bunnies and eggs.
No, that makes it fun.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's when you go to church and you're thinking about, like, Jesus on the cross.
Well, yeah, because that's what it's a, it derives itself from a Christian, the whole Jesus resurrection, yeah, Easter Sunday. So, yeah, it's a festive event among Christians worldwide, but really everybody kind of celebrates Easter nowadays, and
In fun ways.
yeah, in different ways.
With bunnies and eggs and
I mean, everybody here who's
pastel
listening to
colors.
this, they've dyed an egg at least once. I'm sure they've searched for an egg,
Not
probably
me.
at least two. You've never searched for an egg.
Never, not once, not
Well,
never.
I have a very good surprise for you
Ooh,
then.
I like surprises.
But not yet, not yet.
Okay,
We'll get to
fine.
it soon.
That's fine.
But yeah, so today is Easter. We're celebrating Easter, which is a national holiday.
Yeah. It's a big holiday.
It's a big
It's one of
holiday.
the big ones.
Yeah, this is like the spring break time for kiddos.
Yeah, it's like it's really a children's. I don't
mean,
think
nowadays.
unless you go to church or there are children in your life, I don't think you really celebrate Easter too much.
Well, the thing is, like, neither of us are very religious people.
Exactly.
I'll say that. So we're not going to know a lot about the religious background.
No, if
to
you want
Easter.
that, Google it.
Yeah, Google it or go to, I mean, I'll read this real quick. This just because it's really easy. It's the naming of the celebration as Easter. There's some theories. One of them says it seems to go back to the name of a pre-Christian goddess in England, Eostre. I don't know how to pronounce that. Eostre. Who was celebrated at beginning of spring. The only reference to this goddess comes from the writings of the Venerable Bede, a British monk who lived in the late 7th and early 8th century. But that's also like a theory, because then I found another, somebody, Googled, what is the true meaning of Easter Sunday, and where does the word Easter come from? And Easter is a very old word. Another theory is that the English word Easter comes from an older German word for east, which comes from an even older Latin word for dawn. In spring, dawns mark the beginning of days that will last or outlast the nights, and those dawns erupt in the east.
Whoa.
So there's just a lot of...
It's deep.
I feel like there's no, like, one origin for, like, the word at least, but
Right.
obviously it is a Christian holiday of... celebrating the resurrection of Christ, but now it's kind of like searching for eggs.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Who knows? Who knows how the bunny... I think you said the bunny came from, like, Germany.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They said the bunny came from Germany. Let me see where it said that. But, yeah, the Easter bunny. We can thank Germany for the Easter bunny. The idea of the Easter bunny giving candies and eggs originated in Germany during the Middle Ages. And it was the first written mention of it was back in the 16th century.
Okay.
And then Dutch settlers in Pennsylvania brought the bunny to the U.S. in the 1700s.
See, that's the thing, because I'm not really from, like, a super religious family or anything. Like, when
Me
it
neither.
comes to Christmas and when it comes to Easter, we just celebrate
It's
how
more
the
about
masses celebrate it. I mean, I did, when I was younger, I would go to church on Easter Sunday, sometimes with my parents. Like, they would kind of force me to go, but I didn't really know what was going on then.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just died out and we stopped going. And
What was I gonna say? Did you? I don't know what I was gonna say.
cool.
Something.
I did
about
probably.
Easter. Oh, did you think that the Easter bunny was actually the one hiding the eggs when you were a kid?
I mean, when I was really young, yeah. I mean, I believed all that stuff that my parents told me because I was stupid.
Because I was stupid.
'Cause I was
Children
young
are
and
so
stupid.
dumb.
I mean, I believed in the tooth fairy and Santa. I remember finding out about all that stuff. Like somebody mentioned it in school, and they're like, "That stuff's not real." And I'm like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, so I went home. And I remember asking my mom, like, I think I said, "Is Santa real?" And she was like, do you really want to know, Robert?
Spoiled it for you.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, just tell me. I want to know. And she's like, all right. She's like, Santa's not real.
No.
And then I remember like turning around and being like kind of upset, but I wasn't like super upset. I kind of was like, all right, it makes sense because we never had a chimney. So I was always like, how do you get in here? My mom's like, he works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
he melts into magic or whatever and flies underneath the door. Right?
Yeah, my mom used to say shit like that too.
Yeah, so I was just like, whatever. So
He
I
turns
remember
into glitter.
Yeah.
That's what my mom used to tell me. That she'd like leave glitter.
That's what I think she
piles
said, like
places.
dust. He would like get underneath. But I remember right after she told me that he wasn't real, I was like, okay. And then I started walking away, and I remember being like, wait a second. I turn around, I go, so the tooth fairy's not real either? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, this is a depressing day for me. And then I just assumed the Easter Bunny and all that kind of stuff was fake too.
I don't have I have vivid memories of believing in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, but I can't remember believing in the Easter Bunny. So I don't know if I ever did, or maybe I just don't.
I mean,
remember.
you did egg hunts, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that
they
was
would
like
hide
the
that
best.
stuff.
Yeah, that was the best part because you got money. And
Well,
candy.
yeah, I was gonna say, what was in the eggs for you?
Money and candy.
Okay. All right.
Do they put other things in eggs?
Nah, usually I think when I was younger it was candy, and then it became money when I got a little bit
The worst
older.
part is that like if they hide hard-boiled eggs, because I hated eggs growing up.
Ugh.
I'd get it hard-boiled. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? What makes
Really?
think I
You don't
wanna
like
eat it?
eggs?
No,
I like eggs.
I barely like them now.
Really?
Yeah, I like scrambled eggs, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But painting eggs was always fun to me. I love doing that.
Yeah, I did that as a kid too. That was, the different pastels and dipping them or whatever. I was like, yeah, it's fine. But again, like we would do that for the hard-boiled eggs, and then we would break them open and eat them for breakfast, like throughout the week or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine.
that's fine. So there is this a medieval children's game for eggs, Easter eggs. I don't know like when this happened or if it still happens, but how the game went is the priest would give one of the choir boys a hard-boiled egg, and the boys would pass it amongst themselves until the clock struck midnight. And then whoever was holding it then got to eat it.
Okay.
So I wonder, like, what time? Like, how long did they have to pass this
They
egg?
started at the break of dawn.
And what if it's just, like, how many choir boys are there? Like, that sounds like the worst game ever. Just saying.
Plus, like, so it's
One
you
hard-boiled
don't
egg.
want to eat it, right? If you're waiting a long time, it's
No, it says
be gross.
they get to eat it.
They get to, yeah, but if you're going
After-
for a long time and
after
it
a
hits in
bun-
the sun,
Right. A bunch
Uh,
of kids are passing it around. It's getting warm. And then you get to eat it at midnight.
that sounds like something from like that Swedish movie, that horror movie that just came out recently, the Midsummer or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Samar. It just sounds like one of those. I just
It's,
imagine them in like all white, like passing
Yeah.
this egg around, and like you get to eat it.
You get to eat this warm, gross egg.
Nice egg. Then we sacrifice you. the hut. Yeah. Nah, I mean, like I said, I went to church a few times when I was younger, and then we would do like the egg hunt after that, and then sometimes we would hang out with other friends who were doing like egg hunts or like the parks. I
Do
know some of the
multiple-
places around,
Or,
like
like,
the city would do it.
businesses and stuff.
Yeah, it was fine.
I still celebrate Easter when I'm not working, because I've got nieces and nephews, and a lot of them have grown up, so there's not very many of them left. But it's fun to hide the eggs, being the one to hide the eggs now.
Yeah, but one of the things that used to happen to my parents is they would forget where they put some of the eggs.
and then it smells. That's why you do it
Well,
outside.
no, they would do like the ones that you crack open that have like candy and stuff in them, but they
right.
would be like, I remember there was a couple years where my mom was like, I need to start writing this down where we hide them, because she's like,
Or
that's the-
number them so you can at least.
Well, that's the thing is we always knew how many there were, but I wouldn't find one. And then like my
Oh.
dad and mom would like walk around trying to find. They're like, we know we hid one over here. You found that one? I was like, yeah. And they're like, they're looking around. I don't know.
Lame.
It was funny though.
Good times.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't
Easter
care
egg
too much
hunting.
if it was like candy, but if it was money, I was like, find that shit.
Did you know that eggs are dyed to represent the blood of Christ?
Oh, really?
Isn't that kind of dark?
Yeah, but when you go to church and you have
I
the
never
body
knew
of
that.
Christ and the blood of Christ, you drink like wine and
Ugh.
have that cracker.
That's still so weird.
I'm trying not to be like too insensitive.
I know.
about that stuff.
For all the religious people who listen,
Yeah.
that's probably
Sure, we got some.
big.
And we love you guys just as much as everybody.
Yeah, we love you.
We love everybody.
Americans in 2018 spent $18.2 billion on Easter.
Jesus.
That's a lot. 5.7 on food, 3.2 on clothes, and 2.9 on gifts.
Do you like those peeps or whatever?
No.
I don't like them either. I like the way they feel.
Yeah, and you know my favorite pastime about Peeps?
What,
When
microwave?
when my first job was babysitting this kid who really wasn't that much younger than me.
Right.
And we would just sit around and play video games all day, and one day he was like, "Do you want to put a peep in the microwave?" And I'm like, "I don't know what that does." So, yeah, let's do it. And it was really cool.
Exploded?
It just got really no, it didn't explode. I don't know if he was purposely not trying to fuck up the microwave and get me in trouble while babysitting him, but
Right.
it just got really big. It's cool.
That's cool.
It was fun.
It's like those dinosaur toys, like where you put in there in the water overnight and then
Yeah.
they grow when they're bigger.
Not as fun as watching.
But you can't
it.
eat them.
You can't eat them. I don't think you could. It probably is not smart to eat the peep after it's been in the microwave. It's probably burnt on the inside.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I never really liked. I'm not a big fan of like marshmallow or any of that like kind of fluff and stuff.
I like
so
marshmallow. There was Peeps I've had. I don't remember the exact flavor, but they were like dipped Peeps. They like dipped the bottom of the Peeps like in chocolate.
And chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, and then like I forget which one I had that I think it was like a caramel apple. So it was like an apple flavored Peep, and it was dipped in like a hard caramel. Those were really good actually.
I always liked
But
the,
normal Peeps I don't like.
I always liked the chocolate bunnies that you would get and like
Yeah,
bite into.
chocolate.
But a lot of
You
times they were
bite
like
their ears
hollow.
off.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
were like hollow. I'm like, ooh, you. I always thought it was like a solid chocolate. when I
Yeah,
was
but
young.
that's hard. That would kill your teeth trying to bite into a solid chocolate bunny.
I mean, I guess.
Okay, speaking of Peeps,
Yeah.
Americans eat about 1.5 million Peeps during each Easter.
I always find that odd because people say they eat a lot of candy corn. Like we eat a lot of candy corn
I
on
don't eat
Halloween, but I'm like, I don't
Who
eat
eats
Peeps.
candy
I don't
corn?
eat candy
Yeah, me
corn.
neither. Well, there's people that do, apparently. A lot of them.
I mean, I guess they're still
And
around.
In 1953, it took 27 hours to make one Peep. Why were they even making them if it took that long?
I heard that about what was the other thing? It was like I think that 1923 Peeps. Wasn't that in like Ohio or something like that, or like the first Peep? I think that was a
so.
trivia question I had one time. We had to decide like
Oh, yeah, jelly beans are a Easter thing, too.
I don't really care for jelly beans either.
I like I think it's Starburst makes them.
Okay.
Those are really good. Americans consume more than 16 million. But I mean, is that really a lot? 16
Yeah.
million jelly beans?
I mean, I think our regular package holds a million. So.
90 million chocolate bunnies are sold on Easter.
Okay.
That's a lot. That's
a
a
lot.
lot.
Yeah, I think
59% of people eat the ears first. Why is that a fact,
That's-
first off?
that's
And
weird.
what kind of, what 40, can I do math? 41%.
I don't know again.
What 41% of people are eating the feet or anything else first? What kind of demented person eats
Yeah.
a face first?
Yeah, you got to
first
start.
off?
You got to start from the top. I just figure you start from the top and then go
Yeah.
to the bottom.
The bottom is like a weird shape too.
But I've also learned
the
that
ears fit perfectly in your mouth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you can start from the bottom, work your way up, like a lot of those famous rappers do.
Yeah. Started from the
Bottom, and then now they're
here.
here at the ear.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
beautiful. So can I have my surprise or like,
Okay. All right.
are
All
we
right.
just
So
gonna-
obviously, how you celebrate Easter is you give each other like. For me, I always, when I was younger, I did Easter egg hunts. When I had a girlfriend who had a child, like we did Easter egg hunts for her and stuff like that. But when I got older, I would still do like presents, but they would be like Easter baskets, and we would do
Right,
that
the
too. So
chocolate
there's always
bunnies.
like the ways you can celebrate. You don't have to be super
Cadbury
young
eggs
to do it. But I did not get you, even though we're older, I did not get you an
Wow.
Easter basket. And
I'm
instead, I decided to go back to our youth and make you do an Easter hunt right here.
Woo!
There are
In this tiny little room.
I'll tell you right now.
It's a-
And you don't have to move. You should be able to find or point to all the eggs from where you're sitting. Some of them you might have to like move some stuff around, but it's from where you're sitting. And there's 4 eggs, and I know where they
4.
are. Yeah.
You
And I
are
kept
you
track
sure? You
of
kept
all
track?
4. Yeah, I learned
Wow.
from my parents.
I don't know how you did that. 4 is hard to keep track of.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
All right. So
The only one I can see is this big yellow one behind your head.
okay, that's the first.
Let me look around.
See what there's
Oh,
stuff
I gotta
inside.
open
You gotta open it.
Ooh.
What is that one?
Ooh. Ooh, this one
Ooh.
has Reese's
peanut butter cups.
Peanut butter cups. 2 green ones and a gold one. Are they all the same flavor?
I think they're all peanut butter cups. So yeah, they're all chocolate with peanut butter in the middle.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure what Reese's are.
All right,
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like me some Reese's.
All right, so you
but
got,
I like them in the freezer because then they're cold.
Oh, you can freeze that egg.
Okay, the only reason I could see this one behind the computer screen is because I was like, these headphones aren't orange.
Oh, there's another egg. She found another egg. It was
Ooh,
behind
this
the
feels-
headphones in the corner. All right, now be careful with that one.
It's gonna spill everywhere.
Let me
Skittles.
have some.
I like Skittles. When you were a kid, did you ever like suck on Skittles and make them
Mhm.
gooey and gross and then push them all together into a ball?
No, I didn't do that.
You're like, I did the sucking part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to suck on a bunch of them and get them all gooey and then create a giant ball. It was really, in retrospect, disgusting.
I mean, I would do it. I guess I would do that sometimes in my mouth, like, I'm not like taking it out and making a ball.
How come this egg has a stand-up bottom and this one doesn't?
I don't know. They were all sold separately from where I bought them.
It was like choose your own egg.
Yeah, because they all had like different candies in them, so I tried to get like a wide variety.
Oh, they already had the candies in them?
Yeah. So
I
there's
didn't even know you
2
could do
more.
that. 2 more. Okay, let me look around.
As Arnold Schwarzenegger once said, it's not a 2 more.
Not a 2 more.
Famously, as governor.
Ooh, I found a yellow one. Another
Yeah,
yellow.
Another yellow one. Yeah, there's 2 yellow, 1 orange.
This one doesn't shake.
It's not shaking.
It's not
What's
shaky.
inside though?
Sour Patch Kids.
They're 2 little packets.
I like Sour Patch Kids. So far, you've got the candy on point.
Well, I'm not gonna put money in these. I'm not giving you money.
Oh, that's rude.
Yeah, it's just gonna be candy because then that way you can share it with me. Thank you.
Yeah, wow. Maybe I don't want to share. I'm not a good sharer.
Too bad.
Sharer.
One more.
I mean, there's not too many
Ooh.
other places in this.
You were very close.
By you?
Close to where the other one is.
Yeah, anywhere in the studio is close to where the other one is.
Oh,
Oh,
you're so
I
close.
see it.
She found it.
Wow, I'm really good at this game, guys.
Yeah.
All right, this one is Swedish Fish. Is it only the red ones? Because that's all I like.
I think it is just the red ones.
Nice.
I could be wrong though.
Hells yeah, mofo.
Let me take a picture for the gram.
For the gram.
All the candy. And then I gotta take a long picture.
Take a long picture. Does that mean like it's gonna take you a long time to take it?
Take me a long time to take it, and it's vertical. Perfect.
Perfect. We did it.
Awesome.
So are we gonna dye some eggs?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Just the search. We're
Damn.
done. We did the search. That's fun. You can dye eggs. You can hand each other Easter baskets. You can do, all kinds of stuff. You can go to church. There's so many things you can do on Easter to celebrate. You can have dinner with family. But that's what we did.
Okay,
We did
but
a little egg hunt. Yeah.
do we have a cake on Easter? I'm trying to think if I've ever eaten a cake on Easter.
I know I've had desserts on Easter. I just don't know if it was a cake or maybe
Yeah.
like a pie.
I think cake's easy to, with these colors. Cakes are generally Easter-ish colors anyway.
I mean, I think like
Right.
you and I probably don't need a cake right now just because we have all this candy and that's
Yeah.
enough sweets.
We're
But
already going to get diabetes from all the cake we eat.
yeah, so I mean, but I do think that you can celebrate with a cake.
Hell
And
yeah.
I think I go pro cake. I'm pro cake on
Pro
this one.
cake. Pro cake.
Pro cake.
Pro cake. And you could get a bunny on it.
Yeah.
Or
get it shaped as a bunny. Like we
didn't
did
see that one coming. I love it when we have guests and like every time it's like, or a shaped cake. We're
Yeah.
like, oh, very original of you.
Yeah, that's usually what we do. But
Crushed
yeah,
it.
solid. All right, well, I guess that does it for this glorified. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
Glorious holiday.
Glorious holiday. That's what I'll say. It's fun. A lot of stuff you can do. And if you still believe in the Easter Bunny, good for you.
Yeah.
And if you think Christ is going to come back and be resurrected, good for you too.
Yeah.
Either way.
Good for
It
everybody.
doesn't matter. Just celebrate it and have fun with family or friends or whoever you want to hang out with or by yourself.
Or strangers.
Yeah, hide your eggs and then go find them.
Hide your own eggs.
All right, I guess that does it for this episode. Obviously, we're both pro cake, so we can wrap
Pro
up
cake.
there. All right, well, thanks for joining us for this glorious
Jesus.
Easter. I've been your host, Robert Lamb, and with me, as always, Amber Simpson. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
This has been a Seven Lamb production.